Hi everyone, so this video is going to be how to set up a guinea pig run. Okay, so the first thing we're going to obviously need is a guinea pig run. I'd always recommend really researching before choosing and purchasing a guinea pig run. It's always good to see which ones are highly recommended and most highly rated, and looking in a variety of different places. YouTube is a really good source for researching things like this because you can see a wide range of people's different guinea pig runs, and you can also see them in use and see guinea pigs in them and things like that. So it's a really good way of researching. This is the current run I have for all of my guinea pigs. I have 3 of these runs to accommodate 3 sets of piggies, or 1 pair and 2 individuals now. So it's been working really well. I really like this run. It's a nice, safe, secure, sturdy metal run. It's really nicely made. It's fold away, which is good for storage, and obviously I wanted something that was going to last. That's another thing I'd recommend looking into, making sure it's going to last you, because you don't want to spend an awful lot on a run that's not going to last. So this one, because it's fold away, I can put it in when it's bad weather, which means it will last a bit longer. I paid about £20 to £25 for each run. I paid £25 for 2 and £20 for 1. Which is quite expensive considering I've got 3, but I'd have rather spent more on a run like this rather than less on maybe a smaller or not as safe or secure run. And there's always the option of making your own run if you've got the tools and things to make it. It probably would save you money if you've got quite a few guinea pigs, but it'd probably just be easier to buy one if you're just purchasing the one run. So like I said, I'd really recommend this run for those of you who've got a secure, safe garden that your guinea pigs will be going in. It's got 2 doors and it's really easy to access, and it's obviously, because it's completely wire, there's complete ventilation in there. And the only thing I wouldn't recommend it for is if you've got a open garden or the location where you're going to put them. That's when researching, always consider the location. If you've got somewhere that's open and predators can get to it really easily, I'd recommend getting a really heavy, large wooden run with a wooden hutch attached, or a wooden kind of little house attached. But I'd always recommend a large one because it's going to be heavier, and obviously the more space the better really. So like I said, this one I would recommend for your back garden and so on. Our back garden is completely predator proof. No predators can get in and no guinea pigs can get out, and that's simply because my dad's really highly allergic to cats, so we had to do everything we could to kind of cat proof it, but obviously that's completely predator proof now. So luckily the guinea pigs are able to free range with and without the runs, but these runs are definitely safe and sturdy enough. I feel confident to leave them in these while I am in the front of the house and so on. I would never leave them unattended completely, like if I left the house, but I'm really comfortable being in the front of the house and knowing they're in these runs. I know they're secure and safe and no one can get in, and it's worked really well. So like I said, I got these off eBay. There's 3 really good things about them. It's fold away, it's secure, and it's got 2 big doors for easy access. So that's the first thing that we're going to start with. The next definite thing you need in a guinea pig run is a form of security for your guinea pig. So although you can see them in their runs and know they're safe in there and nothing can get to them, they won't feel that way. They'll feel quite out in the open. They'll want something to go in and hide in. So the best thing you need is a hidey house. And I was recommending having 2 or more of these. It's always good to have kind of 1 large hidey house and 1 smaller one. So things like pigleys are great, but I wouldn't really recommend them outside. Pigleys work great in indoor runs, indoor playpens, or when it's a cloudy day they work really well. But out in the sun you want something that won't heat up, and being plastic they'll heat up really easily. You can cover them in towels and things and that will kind of stop them from heating up, but my guinea pigs do tend to pull towels and things off, and most guinea pigs probably would, so it's safer to just go with something that you definitely won't heat up. Again, these are really good for indoor playpens and when it's cloudy and things. But otherwise I wouldn't really use them outdoors in the sun. So the thing that I would recommend using is a wooden house like this one. Now wooden houses are brilliant, and they're definitely my favourite form of hidey house because they don't heat up, yet they provide shade, and they keep your guinea pig cool when it's too hot, and they keep them nice and warm if it's slightly too cold. So wooden houses are my definite favourite. They are the most expensive. Pigloos are about, these ones I paid about £4 for, and this house here was originally £16. But again, it's definitely worth purchasing a wooden house. If you've got the materials, go ahead and make one. That's definitely something to do, and obviously being a more personalised wooden hidey house, it'd probably be more, you know, nicer for you and for your guinea pig, because you know you've made it, it's got a personal touch and it's more sentimental, I suppose. So, you know, if I was any good at making wooden houses, I definitely would. But I've just purchased this one, and the one in Bailey's Run, which you can see back there, is a wooden one that my dad made for me. So I use these two the most. Obviously his run's looking a little bit bare because everything's out for this video. But like I said, wooden houses are the best way to go, and if not wooden houses, cardboard boxes are amazing. Cardboard boxes you can get generally free from anywhere. You can get them from supermarkets and things like that, and they work amazing. They don't heat up and they keep your guinea pigs nice and cool, and obviously feeling safe, being a secure house. The only thing with cardboard boxes is you can't decide on the size and things like that, and sometimes they can be a little bit too big or too small. But cardboard boxes are definitely a way to go, and if you can't have wooden houses, use cardboard boxes rather than pigloos, because again they won't heat up. And as well as hidey houses, I would recommend having another form of hide in their house that's not hidey house, so things like tunnels and so on. The fiddlesticks tunnels aren't too expensive, but again, if you haven't got much money, then you're not going to be able to purchase a lot of these if you've got a few different guinea pigs or small pets. But they work really great. My favourite at the moment are these stools. I've got a couple of these. They're really cheap. You can get them from most shops as well as eBay and things like that. They're really lightweight, easy to wipe down, and they make really good hidey areas for your guinea pigs. My guinea pigs really enjoy hiding in these, and it gives them a bit of shade, and it gives them kind of an open hidey house where they're not completely enclosed. So I'd really recommend purchasing things like that. Obviously you've got other options like tunnels and things. The only thing with tunnels is they take up space, and they're just, because it's a tunnel, it's not got any access to the ground, so when they're lying in the tunnels and things, they won't be on the grass, and it'd just be kind of space consuming, whereas these provide shelter and they can still lie on the grass. So that's everything with the hidey houses. So the next item that you'll need in a guinea pig run is a form of water. It's really important, especially in this warm weather, that they've got access to water 24/7, especially when they're in the runs. So you can use bowls or bottles, and I personally like to put both on a cage, because then they've got the option, and you know they're going to at least be drinking from one, because some guinea pigs tend to be a bit fussy and don't like to either drink from a bottle or a bowl. So it's always good to have both options. Obviously you don't have to worry as much if you've got one guinea pig. You could just put the one in that he uses most regularly. But if you've got two guinea pigs, it is good to put maybe a couple of bowls in, or a bowl and a bottle. But like I said, personally I like to put both in either way, even for Pippin, who lives alone, and so on, and Bailey too. So it's good to have a different variety, so they've got the option of where to get their water from. And obviously with both waters and on warm days, you will have to be changing the water frequently, maybe between 30 minutes to an hour each time, probably more regularly with the water bowl, because you know, bugs and things might accidentally get into it. Not as often with the bottle, maybe like I said 30 minutes to an hour is okay with the bottle, as long as it's covered up, because with plastic bottles again they heat up like the pigloos, so you want to be checking that too. So water is definitely really important. It's something you definitely need in a guinea pig run, and the larger the guinea pig run as well, the more water bottles, bowls and so on you need in it, and again the more guinea pigs the more you need in it too. Okay, so the last really important thing you'll need with a guinea pig run is a sunshade. Now you can use things like blankets and so on. I've gone out and made my own sunshades. I've been using them for a while now. I've got 3 different ones, and they all cost me around £2 for the lot, and they work really well. They work just as well as a purchased sunshade. Now if you have got the money, it is good to probably just go out and buy a sunshade because they work really well. But again, if you haven't and you want to do a bit of saving or budgeting, then it's just as good to make your own. It's fun, and you know, it does the same job, it works really well, and it's cheap. It was only £2. So I've just got this kind of, it's a sheet, plastic sheeting, and this, I think it's called camping flooring or something, I'm not too sure, but I got this from the pound shop, and it's basically to put in the bottom of a tent or on the floor when you're going out for a picnic and so on. It's got these eyes in it to kind of peg it down with, and I just also purchased, so I paid £1 for all of these, and I cut them up into 3 pieces that fit perfectly over the runs, and then I paid £1 for a pack of key rings. I did run out, so I used this little emergency one, but I just used these key rings that cost me £1 for a pack, and they work really well. They're just your kind of key rings like that, and I've just threaded them through the eye. The other option to save £1 if you really want to is you could use sisal rope to tie the sheet over the run, or the sunshade over the run, or you could always tie some, I think the next thing I'm going to do is tie sisal rope here and then attach these on, because it curls up a little bit with the keyring. But obviously they work just as well as sunshades, and I'm really happy with these. I would definitely recommend making them if you've got the time and you really want to. It's really good, and it saved me a lot of money. Sunshades are about £6 to £8 just for the one, so for £2 for 3, it's a really good deal, and this is something you need in a guinea pig run. But like I said, you can use blankets and things. It's just nicer to have something that won't blow off because of these, and I won't be constantly putting back on the run, so that works really well. Okay, so that is how you would set up a guinea pig run, and it's kind of my recommendations on how to set one up, and it works great with my piggies. I've never had a problem with setting them up this way. They have shade throughout the day, it keeps them nice and cool, and they don't get too cold, so it works really well. And you can obviously add lots of other bits and bobs. Toys are a good idea if you're going to leave them for more than a couple of hours, just so they've got something else to amuse them rather than just grass, but they probably will spend most of the time grazing and eating grass and things. So toys are a good idea. I do like to add them. Plastic ones are my preference when they're outside, just because you can wash them down really easily, so if they do get dirty you can just kind of rinse them with the hose pipe so they're nice and clean again. But you can always use things you can throw out if you're worried about them getting dirty or anything like that, you know, like willow sticks or something like that. And obviously if you're leaving them, planning to leave them for more than a couple of hours, it's a good idea to also add a food bowl of pellets in. You can either leave one in there, but I would say to put one in around dinner time maybe and tea time, and leave it in and take it out after maybe 20 minutes, just in case flies or anything get on it. You don't want any flies to be landing on it. They shouldn't do with your sunshades on, but you don't know. So that's pretty much all you need to do, and remember the most important thing in the runs is fresh water, and change that maybe every half hour, especially with the heat. So I hope this has helped some of you guys out, and thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye everyone.